Welcome back, my dear students. This is the second lecture in Excel, and we will move forward now for a new part that is how to graph and how to do the graphs for our work. Now, I think that we share the screen. We have the screen shared, and I will turn back to the last things which I was doing here on my own. Let me remind you quickly. We did the total here by the average of sum. So we put the sum average, then we put the total, the sum here, enter, then we put the total. This is 800, 1,800, 2,400, 3. This is for your example, which you did, and I gave it to you to do it. And here, likewise, when we want to repeat the last function, which is the sum, we will hold and drag and drop down so it will sum up for us the same thing. Then we said the average will be like the average, which is G2 equals G2 divided by the number of observation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the number of observation is 5, and here we go, and here we go. Then enter, it gave me 660. If I want to repeat it back, I will drag and drop. So he will do the average for the second for the costs. He gave me the average for the cost, like you see, which is 170. Here, when we need to subtract, because the net profit equals revenues minus costs. So net profit here, as example, this first cell will equals now B2, B2, and look at what happened now. He showed me the cell in blue line, like a blue border, minus B3, B3. So I want to say revenues 500 minus cost 150, B3. Then we'll say that's how we calculated 500 minus 150. He gave me 350. Okay, dokie. So I want him to do the same of January, likewise February and March and April and May and the total. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just telling him to repeat it back. I will drag and drop till the end. Even the average also, he got the net profit, the average net profit. This was about the schedule which we were working on. And now we will move into new functions and new works that we will do today on the spreadsheets. If you want to enlarge your schedule, like you want to add or big spaces or whatever, like if you want to add something or make the columns wide, make the rows wide, so you still have a chance to do this. Also, okay, so as example, now let us go to home and check what we can do about this. If you want to make it bold as example, you can make it bold from here. You can change also the lines. As long as it's shade, you can do everything. See how it is now. Look, when I do Arial black, it became like that way. If I want to enlarge the line, here we go. We can enlarge the line by this way, pressing exactly like what we used to do in the Word program, like what we used to do in Word program. I will go back to the origin with Control and Z. Control and Z will return me back to the origin situation. Control and Z. This is Control and Y will give me the last operation, add. Like, so this is Control and Y. Even if you can see it here is written Control and Y. Look at the, when I press Control and Y. And if you want to regret one step, undo Control and Z. So you can move with this shifts very quickly, Control and Z and Control and Y. Control and Z backward Control and Y, forward. Okay. Now, as example, if you want just to make some operation, let us go very quickly. Here is the bold. If you want to put line under what you are writing, this one, if you want to make it bend, bend on the side, so you will press I. Exactly like what we used to do in the Word. So we'll return back, Control and Z. We'll return back to the operations which we used to do. Okay, if you want also to make those bold, all the schedule or all the table to be bold, you can also use the same thing. Or CTRL plus B will give you the same results. Okay, if you want to middle what you are writing, to put it the cells to be in the middle, not to the far, the middle, then we have option here, like this one. When we press here on this button, it will put everything in the middle. And you still can control whatever you want to do. You still can control whatever you want to do. Uh, this is for repetition. We don't need this aspect. Here also, likewise, whenever you need to do any operation, as example also, if we want to make those lines, like we want to make border or shading, we want to make border or shading, we can use this also, the border or shading. We can use it from here as example when we say the if we want to put a color like that way so that the cells will be in different colors, or if we want to put for these addresses as example this color, and the color should be shown up and should be clear. Don't put colors that will make it very hard or very difficult to watch it. I will return back with the control and Z to the origin of my work. And this is all in your hand to do any kind of, you want to, as example, the line not to be in black. You want to put it like as example in orange color, in red color, or whatever. You exactly do like what you do in the Word, what we used to do for coordinating in the Word. Also, if you want to make, let me return back, Control and Z. If you just want, as example now, to make the border and lines, the table with all, of course I will do all borders. So all borders will make, as example, will make me, if I here, and I use the all borders, look at what happened. He make all inside, like all borders, not only on the edges. How about if I want to make it only on the borders? As example here, let us go from these options. The bottom borders will put it only the down one. And here is the frame only. You will make the frame. Let us see. If I shadow it, he make the frame only. Look at this, the frame only now. How about the thick border? Here it is. You will find it became thick. The border became thick. So the chances and how to coordinate is left up to you. If you want to use one kind of bonds here as example, you want to use the Aharani here, while you want to use the month and the vertical, the horizontal titles with another line like Algerian, that's fine, you can do this. So it's left up to you to decide how it looks like or the figure looks like. Again, I will go back with Control and Z to the start of my operations. Yeah, here we go. And this is without the tick border. And still we can go back further. Yeah. So here we are. Here we are. No, Control and Y because I want the whole operations. Okay. The second part now is how to illustrate this data and these outputs, how to illustrate it in a graph. How to do a graph that will illustrate for me what I did here, just to be in a graph or looks like a graph. Actually, to make a graph, to have a graph, it's very easy. All you will do also highlight everything. First step is that you will highlight all your information and you will go for the data, you will go for insert, and you will check out what kind of the bars which you want to present your series. As example, if I take the columns and he will give me the layout, you will see now it will be shown up the layout. Here we go. And he gave me the chain like here we are, revenues per month, January, February, March. And the colors are for the series. We could have series 1, series 2, series 3, series 4. So each of them consists like the revenues, the costs, the net profits, each one represent in a different color. Okay, I don't want this one. I want another choose another one as example. Here we go. Or here we go. Or here we go. It's left up to you to decide what kind of figure should be out of the results of your work. Also, one thing I just like if I want to change the charts, I can do whatever I can do. Dots, like I showed you, dots, or we can do the plotter, we can do a pie, we can do a pie like this one, pie as example, so it will give me the results in a pie figure. However, whatever the figure which you choose, it must be clear for the people. Now I want to move the graph. I want to move the graph anywhere. I can hold the graph and take it anywhere on the screen, anywhere by the drag and drop. You hold the mouse from the click left on the mouse and move. It will be easy to move with you. Just move from the border. Don't move from inside the graph because inside the graph you will center the graph inside. So you can move it from the border, this borderline, like this way. You can move all the graph from the borders. And this is how we would illustrate our own data in figure. You know that the figures, like this way, it can show up how the behave of the numbers looks like. So I can see, like, as example, on March, we have the sales revenues were in March 1,000. And if you see, yes, this was the top of the months. See, of the month, because it was 1,000 March, which is the peak. For that reason, March revenues are very high. We can see also the gap between the revenues and costs from here. And this will show us that we are making profits. So as example, if the red are the costs, the blue are the revenues, then the green will be the net profits. As example here, 350, here 100, and so on. So those are how we change or how we switch the data into a figure. The benefit of the figure, like I told you, it shows the relationship between and the behavior of the numbers, how it is behaving. From one glance, you know that this company is making profits or making losses. From one glance, you will know what are the top costs in the 5 months? What are the maximum costs in the 5 months? You will know what are the minimum costs in the 5 months. You will also know what are the top revenues in the 5 months and the lowest or the minimum revenues in that 5 months. And you will know also the profits as well. The net profit, you will know when it was the highest and when it was the lowest. One can see here that March is the highest. How did I know? Because if, we have sorry, we have here the green is the net profit. So we expect that March still the highest profits. And also May share month March in this. See here, 750 and May 750, and you can see both the columns are the same. So this is the graph, how to move it. Also, how to change the graph itself depends on the type of columns. You can choose column like this, 3 dimensions. Let's just see if I choose this one, it show me also everything, all the results which I need. So, and don't forget how to enlarge and small and minimize your graph. You'll just hold on the graph. You can minimize it by when the cross change into arrow like this, inside it will be minimized. You want to maximize the size, pull it outside like this way. So it will be maximized. The final step here to work on this file, which we did today, our final step is to uh, write, is to save our work. Saving the work is very easy. There is a point you press CTRL plus S, Control and S, CTRL plus S. And he will tell you where you want to save it. As example, I want to save it on the desktop, and I want to save it with the name Osama Work 1. So now I save it with the word Osama Work 1, and it will be saved on the desktop. If I want to change the place, I change it from here, recent places, documents, whenever I want, but I will keep it on the desktop. And I will press save. Now all the work which I did will be saved on the desktop. Let us go now, let us close this one. And if I do any more actions, like I will say here, let us say a title, will call it course and revenues. Let us say costs and revenues. Costs, I don't know why it's not writing, but it's okay. Costs, let us do it here. Costs. Okay, and mhm, costs and revenue or EV. Okay, so if I just want to save it now, like this way, he will ask me if I want to close. He will tell me save changes, because this is the only change which I did is writing costs and revenues. Let us see, yes. Two sums work, yes, save it. Here we go. I saved it. Now let's go back and open the file. We said the file should be on the desktop. How will I know? Here it is. Okay, if I have many files like my computer here, you just click on the top menu on the right, click right, then you will say sort by. choose sort by. Sort by, then date modified. Date modified will show you the recent, the most recent will be on the top left, like you see here. Okay, then I will open it, Osama work, Osama work. Here we go. I saved my last work, which I did, including even the last sentence, which I wrote here. So today we learn about the functions of the average and the sum and the subtract, and we learned about how to do changes in the fonts and the figure or the layout of your data. When you how to calculate the average, how to calculate the sum, and how to subtract, when you how to present our own data in the figure which we need or which we are comfortable, and we want to make it in bars, on pies, or whatever, you will select it. We knew now how to enlarge or maximize the size of the graph, or how to minimize the size of the graph. Shall leave you in peace. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day and see you in tomorrow's lecture. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good day. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.